Oh!
Hi, Dad.
Hi, hun. What brings you all the way over here?
Did you realize today's the anniversary of Grandma's death?
It is? Sorry, honey. I've had so many other things to worry about lately.
Mom wants me to say something at her grave.
Of course she does. Your mother was always sentimental like that.
I mean, I think I understand. I don't want to forget Gran.
I suppose so. She was your grandmother. It's good that you care about her.
It's just that I don't know what I should say. Can you give me any ideas?
I'm not really the right person to ask. Things were difficult between her and I.
I remember. You used to fight a lot. Mom would get really upset about it.
I was never good enough for her daughter. It's as simple as that.
Did Grandma say that to you?
She didn't have to. It was obvious in the way she talked to me, even the way she looked at me.
I remember she seemed so nice.
When you were little, yes, she softened up for a while, but it didn't take long for her to go back to her old ways.
So she was always that way? I mean, before I was born, I thought she just got like that towards the end.
She was like that for as far back as I can remember. Your mother told me she never quite got over losing William. It twisted her.
If she was so horrible, why did we have to keep seeing her?
She was family. Look, forget what I said. I should never have gotten into it on today, of all days. She was still your grandmother, and however it may have seemed, she loved you.
It's just that now she's gone. I don't feel anything for her at all. I feel like I should. Everyone else does.
It's okay not to know how you feel. You didn't know her that well. When you really think about it, you should just try and focus on the good times you had with her.
I talked to Dad about Gran. It made me realise I just don't feel anything towards her anymore. Maybe it's cold of me to say I'm indifferent about her, but that's the truth.
Have you talked to Mom much lately?
Yeah, of course. We've had to talk a lot, what with everything. Look, I know it's hard, not having us be a proper family in the middle of all this.
I thought when you left, it would only be for a little while. You said you needed time apart.
Yeah, I meant what I said, but, well, it's been a while now. I just don't know if we can go back to being the way we were before. Family or independence? Family or independence? Family or independence? I think a young girl like her would want family more. Okay.
But I need you. It's horrible at home without you.
Don't be like that. Your mother loves you. She's doing her best to support you.
Then why did you leave?
After what happened with John, I just couldn't forgive her. I wanted to, but seeing her every day made it that more difficult.
You thought it would be easier to forgive her if you didn't see her every day? I thought if you loved someone, you could forgive them for anything.
I thought so too, but love is a complicated thing. I couldn't do both, so in the end, I had to pick one or the other. I've forgiven your mother, but I can't love her anymore.
You don't mean that. You can't mean that. You still talk to her. You must love her.
I still care about your mother, but that's not quite the same thing. It's a complicated situation, hun.
I don't want to lose you, Dad.
Don't be silly. You're not going to lose me. I may not be living with you anymore, but I'm still here. You can still see me whenever you want.
But what if you get a new family? Then you won't need us anymore.
I wouldn't do that to you. Perhaps who break up. Parents who break up, they move on, hun. In fact, I've been seeing someone recently, but it doesn't change how I feel about you.
What? You've got a new girlfriend?
I wouldn't call her my girlfriend yet. It's still early days, but her name is Rachel, and we've been spending some time together recently.
I'd always hoped Dad and Mum would fix things and get back together. I was shocked to realise neither of them were even trying.
Oh my gosh. All the dialogue options.
What happened with John?
Please don't ask me about that. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. It's not any of my business anymore.
It is. Does it have something to do with him not visiting anymore?
He doesn't? Well, I wouldn't know anything about it. What your mother does is up to her. They screwed each other! Ask your mother, not me. I think you'd be better off to let
Dad
the
let
subject
slip
drop,
that
though.
John was involved in his breakup with Mum, but he didn't seem to want to tell me why.
Who's Rachel?
We know each other through work. We've been out for drinks a couple of times.
Why haven't you said anything about it until now?
I wanted to be sure, you know? I didn't want to say anything if it wasn't going anywhere.
Is it then going somewhere?
I think it could. Would you be upset about that? So, honestly, if I was her age, I would suck it up and say no.
It's okay, I didn't think you'd move on so soon.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should have said something earlier, or waited until later to tell you about it.
I don't know what to think.
I hope you'll understand eventually. You'd like her. Even if you gave her a chance, I'd love for you to know one another. But, well, I know you've got enough to deal with right now.
I need to think about it.
I understand. You should talk to your mother too. Neither of us can expect her to stay on her own forever
I'd never
either.
even met this Rachel, and Dad was already dating her. I'm not sure I'm ready for him to be seeing someone new.
How are you liking the flat?
It's not much to look at. I know it's only temporary.
Will you come back home eventually then?
No, I mean, I'll find a new place soon. A house. With a room for you, too, of course. Won't that be nice? Most kids don't get 2 houses.
Yeah, that would be nice. Can I choose the color of my new room?
That's the spirit. Of course you can. I'm gonna head off. Okay, see you later, honey. So that's what I needed to do here. How do I get out? There we go. Paperclip.
There, this is a big world. I guess I'm not really... I'll be back though, I promise. Okay. Hi, Mom.
Hey, there you are.
So you really want me to say something at Grandma's grave? You don't have to, but it would mean a lot to me if you did. What do you want me to say? Whatever you want, sweetie. You don't have to say anything at all if you don't want to. It's just that she wasn't always that nice to me. I know she became difficult towards the end. She did care about you, even if she didn't always show that. It's just... Look, I'm not asking you to say anything that's not true, or pretend that things were better. I just want you to be honest with yourself and your feelings. Okay, I think I can do that. Don't worry, I'm not going to listen. Whatever you have to say is just between you and her.
I don't know why it took me so long to decide what I wanted to say.
Am I gonna get a choice here, or...
Hi, Grandma. I didn't want to come and talk to you, but it's important to Mom that I do, I guess. I guess I'm old enough to be honest with you, now. I found it really hard to think of what I wanted to say here. Not all of my memories of you are fond or happy. You used to be so nice. I wish I understood better what happened to change that. I guess I was too young to understand that you had your own life and your own problems. I had no idea what you were going through. I remember the first time I properly got in trouble at school. Mom and Dad were both busy at work, so they called you. I could never forget it, the way you marched in and took my side, told them that you didn't care what they said I'd done, that I was a good girl. No one had ever stood up for me before. I felt bad, because, really, the fight had been my fault. But you didn't seem to mind.
Oh, I get gentle lies, harsh truths, or no words. Honestly, in the interest, and I know I keep on wish-washing from what I think she might say to what I might say to what I just might find interesting, but I want to know harsh truths. What exactly had she done at the end to make her feel this way?
So many great memories, but they're not the ones that come to mind when I think of you. I don't want to remember you as a cruel person, but that's what comes to mind when I think of you. The grandma who cared for me feels like a half-remembered dream compared to the one I remember clearly, the one I was scared of. Ever since you died, it's like everyone keeps telling me how sorry they are, how hard it must be for me.
Honestly, she seems more numb to everything than anything. So I'm just gonna kind of go with this whole unfeeling thing. Because when you love someone when you're little or whatever, like she was with her grandma, it's hard to actually hate them. If you hate them when you're little, chances are you're gonna hate them when you're older, but it does have more of a chance to change. But yeah, I'm gonna say numb, because I don't feel like she would hate her. Just, yeah.
When I think about you, I don't feel anything. I have no strong emotions either way. What makes this hard, though, is that I don't feel bad you're gone. I feel bad because your death hasn't been hard for me. Everyone acts like it should be, and it's not. It's like there's something wrong with me, because losing my grandmother doesn't hurt. It makes me worry about what kind of person I am. Am I always going to be like this? I know it's selfish, it's unfair, I wanted to be honest with you, even if I wasn't before. I hope wherever you are, you're happier now, and I hope you can
When I
forgive
spoke
me.
at her grave, I tried to tell Gran what I really felt. But I'm not sure if there was any point in doing it. Maybe in the end, it was for my sake and not for hers.
Hi, Mom. Hey, there you are. Okay, I did it. I said something. Good girl! It really is important to me. I know you didn't always see eye to eye with Grandma, but she was my mother. Do you miss her? Of course I do. More than I could ever put into words. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, honey. It's not your fault. Life can seem cruel sometimes. I know. But I still don't see any pages. Do I have to tell her about Rachel? Okay, well, I'm gonna tell her about Rachel. Have you heard about this woman Dad is seeing? Rachel? He told you about her, did he? He said they've gone out a few times now. Can't say I'm surprised. She always did pay your father a lot of attention. Are you jealous? Jealous? No, not really. A little hurt, I suppose. Don't you want him back, so we can be a family? It's not as simple as that. I know it's hard for you to accept, but maybe we just weren't meant to be together. You haven't even tried to fix things. We have. I keep telling you I've tried. I know we've not told you everything, but that's because things are so complicated. Well, whose fault is it then? I blame myself for a while. When John and I... something happened, and it upset your father. That's when all this started. What does John have to do with all this? Forget I mentioned him. It wasn't because of John. I know now. I hadn't been happy with your father in a long time. I don't think he had, either. Is this why neither of you want to get back together? You can't fix everything. Sometimes you've got to accept when something is over and you can't have it back. So you're okay with him dating Rachel. It hurts seeing him move on so soon, especially after everything we'd been through together, but we both have to move on eventually. And honey, you have to
I was
be okay with
surprised
that.
Mum was on Dad's side with this. Neither of them cared about repairing their relationship.
I'm gonna go. Okay, that has to be the last thing. Come on. Come on, man. I've talked to everyone. There's no one left. Pages. What the heck? Who's left to talk to? Do I have to go around and tell everyone I spoke at my grandmother's grave? Oh no, I have to try and pry even deeper. I was talking to my dad earlier. Oh, how's it doing? It's been a long time since I saw him. He's got a new girlfriend. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm guessing you're not feeling too good about it, though. Am I on the right track? Is it wrong to feel bad about it? No, not at all. He's got to know that bringing someone new into your life isn't something that's easy to accept. I'd wager the reason he told you is that he's looking for your permission. Why would he need my permission? My parents never even asked my opinion on anything. After all, they didn't ask for my permission to break up. I'm sure it looks that way, but they care about what you think. Nobody thinks this is easy for you right now. I don't want to talk about that. Sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned it. Just this thing with your dad. You should try and see it from his point of view. I tried to, but I can't. Forget about it, how it might affect you for a moment. Your dad's not that old. He's got his whole life ahead of him to figure out. He just wants you to let him try. He'll do what he wants anyway, no matter what I say. I think you'd be surprised if you pushed him about it. He'd probably stop seeing her. But surely that's not what you
John
really
told me
want.
my dad was looking for my permission to date Rachel. I found it hard to believe Dad cared that much what I thought.
I'm starting to mute my mic now, by the way, so I can sniffle without you guys having to hear it. What happened between you and my mother? Wow, That's a big, pointed question.
Mom and Dad won't tell me why they broke up, but I know it had something to do with you.
Look, I don't think we should really be talking about this. It's not my place to interfere, especially not if your parents have made the decision not to share it with you. Manipulative, because I'm very curious also, even though I pretty much already know.
My mother said if I wanted to know, I should ask you.
I made a mistake, and I wish I could take it back. I'm sorry I hurt you and your parents. I never meant for anything like that to happen. It's not been easy for me, either.
Why? What happened to you?
This is a small town. I didn't just lose the 2 people who were my closest friends. I lost everyone. This is why I'm actually planning on leaving in the new year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
It's fine. I've made my own mess. Done enough damage. The least I can do is accept the consequences with good grace.
I just want things to be the way they were before.
We can't always have what we want, and too often things don't stay the way we want them. Listen, perhaps you should speak to your dad about all this.
I already did.
I'm sure, but this time, really listen to what he's saying. Try to think about what he's dealing with before you say anything
I may
rash.
never find out exactly what happened with Mum and John, but it seems like it hurt everyone pretty badly.
That it did.
I guess I'd better go.
Okay, have a good day. So I have to go back and talk with the father figure. Alright. He's on the other freaking end of the world, but, you know, it's fine. No one cares. Nope, that was the wrong way. All the crows everywhere, too. Traveling time. Traveling time. Hello, Father.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, hun. What brings you all the way over here? Okay, now this is interesting. So, it usually goes options, 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 leave. As in, leaving is the last option that you want to do. But this is leave and then separation. Implying that you don't even really want to talk about this. But the fact that the game led you here would say to me that they want you to talk about this. This is something that needs to be done. Did I click out of the game? I did actually, indeed. There we go.
I talked to Mom and John. I thought she said John didn't visit anymore. He doesn't. I went to see him.
So, what did they have to say?
They told me that you're looking for my approval with the Rachel thing, that you want to move on with your life.
Look, honey, it's not like I'm leaving any of you behind.
What about Mom? You already left her.
She's always going to be a part of my life, just not in the same way she was before.
What about me?
That's different. I will love you forever, and no matter what happens with Rachel, it won't change anything between us. You're my daughter, and you always will be.
Then why do you need Rachel as well?
Being alone, it's not good for me. Honey, you'll understand one day. I mean, look at this place. I'm barely holding things together.
And you think Rachel will help you with that?
She's been there for me. She's the only thing keeping me together at the moment. Understanding.
It's hard, but I get it. I'm glad you found someone who makes you happy.
Thank you for your understanding. Things are really difficult for all of us right now. It's been a great help to have Rachel around to help me through this.
I told Dad I understood that he had to get on with his life. It hurt, but I want him to be happy.
Alright. Pages! Finally, man. Finally.
The Man and the Mirror. Marvin was lonely. His friends had harassed him until he had agreed to come to the carnival, but he'd rather have been at home. Everywhere he went, it was like he could almost see her, but it was never her. She hadn't been there in a long time. He escaped the group as they headed for the roller coaster. His eyes had been caught by something much more mysterious, the Hall of Truth. The old man outside promised that whomever entered would have their truest desires made real before their eyes.
That's...
Marvin stood in the hall of toy mirrors distorting his shape in unnatural ways and decided this had been a mistake. He tried to leave but found he was lost in an endless maze of mirrors. He was fed up and wanted to go home.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Then something in the reflection caught his eye. He was not alone. Every mirror showed a moment of revelry between him and his friends. So many good times. He wandered the labyrinth of magic mirrors, desperately seeking the right one, where she was still with him. He awoke to sunlight as the carnival was disassembled around him. His night of searching had led to nothing but exhaustion.
Oh.
The old man who ran the store laughed at Marvin. It's hard, isn't it, to face what we truly need when our minds are clouded with things we want. Marvin went home, unsure if it had all been a dream, and even more unsure of what kind of person he had become.
Marvin, you seem like an idiot to me. Oh man, I woke up in the middle of a disassembled carnival. I wonder if me being in that carnival was a dream. Also, his friends must not be very nice if, they just left him there. But that's it for this episode. So, we found out pretty much the mom and John had sex, did the dirty, under the doody-doo, and that kind of tore our family apart. John's leaving this new year. Man, let's see. And it seems like this is the last day today. Well, not today. I'm not recording it today, but today as move. As in, that's it. That's done. Yes, that will be the end of Journal. So, this was, as I just said, Journal. I'm Coffee Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and until next time,